Welcome to this week's edition of the Wheels and Deals Community Spotlight, brought to you by Wheels and Deals of Pomeroy and the Meigs Independent Press.
This is Carrie Rose, Meigs Independent Press, and we're here again for another episode of Community Spotlight, sponsored by Wheels and Deals. And I have with me Dan Dunham from Wolfe Mountain Entertainment. And we talked last week about some of the overall services they have, but there's something they do every year at Halloween that is pretty terrifying, and it's not necessarily something that I necessarily like to do because I'm not necessarily the haunted house kind of person.
Oh, me neither.
But it's amazing to see because people from all over the area come to Pomeroy and go through
Our Nightmare on Main Street.
It is amazing to see. And I mean, you'll see people lined up and you're like, okay. I mean, it is amazing.
Yep.
So tell us about this year's Nightmare on Main Street.
So this year, every year, it is referred to as Nightmare on Main Street. We have a tagline. We haven't figured out what the tagline is yet this year, but it is a haunted house experience. The third floor, when we moved in, the third floor was a moment in time. There is still stuff written on the chalkboards from the last day that it was a school.
Wow.
Which is insane. And you can't erase it. Like, it is permanently there.
Because it's been on there for so long.
Absolutely. So, it's just kind of cool. There have been ghost sightings on the third floor. There have been ghost sightings in the ballroom. Second floor. Yeah.
So if you're into that,
then
this is something that is, I mean, but again, okay, it's one of those things. The people always go, oh, come on, it's just Pomeroy, or okay, it's just Meigs County. It's like, no, you don't understand. You have hundreds of people that go through this.
Oh, yes.
This is a huge thing.
Yes.
This isn't like this is just, oh yeah, we decided to get a couple people together and we're just going to do a little haunted house.
Yeah,
no. This is a production.
Absolutely.
This is a total production.
Everything is a show. Everything is a show. You have to believe it.
So first of all, we want to say that there are stairs.
Absolutely, there are stairs.
So it's not really handicap accessible.
Correct. If somebody who is unable to navigate stairs, they can go through the ballroom. That is the easiest and the one spot that is not. So we do make accommodations for anybody if they cannot navigate stairs. Actually, in 6 years that we've done this, I haven't encountered that yet, which is
But I just want to put
absolutely,
that, because we do hit a wide audience.
And that's one of the best parts is we want everyone to enjoy it. So if it is a little bit smaller, a little bit shorter,
but you get something out.
Absolutely. We want to make sure that they do get to enjoy a bit of the scary.
Now, when I know that you've done different themes, you've done different things.
Yep.
What are some of the things you've done in the past?
We did a storybook year one time. We had a very Alice in Wonderland themed room. We had a Peter Pan themed room. The second year that we did it, we actually did a Face Your Darkest Fears.
Oh.
And I know Bruce is going to see this and he's going to hate me when I say this, but we actually had a snake in one of the rooms, and I didn't tell him until it was about time because he's terrified of snakes. And yeah, I love you.
So it was real.
No snakes this year, I promise.
So you were really facing that
Absolutely. The best part about it is, I mean, the building lends itself to a haunted house. It's old, it's creaky floors, the basement is terrifying.
Well, it's a 1914 building.
Correct.
That used to be, in case you missed the previous episode, that was the Pomeroy Senior High School.
Yep.
That's I mean, my grandfather went there.
Right.
So it's
It's scary.
There's some parts to it that, if you've ever been to one of those little buildings with a basement, it's a treat.
There were times that Bruce he would be up on the third floor and he heard the floor creaking and knew that I was coming into the room, and I wasn't coming into the room.
So
at
you may
all.
see something that's a production.
Right.
Maybe you might
As
have another type of experience.
The first couple of years we partnered with River City Players to do it, and as Janice Carnahan always told people, if someone touches you, it's not one of the real people that are in the building.
Nice.
Yeah.
So if you really want an experience.
Absolutely.
So when are you doing this?
We will be I believe it starts October 22nd.
Okay.
We're doing the Friday and Saturday, and then it'll be the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which Sunday is Halloween this year. So we will be open for, I believe, 6 nights. The last couple of years we did 5. We actually pulled off a successful COVID-enhanced haunted house last year. So to anyone who came last year, we greatly appreciate that. The haunted house is one of our biggest events for the entire year, and not knowing how things were going to be last year, the fact that we had so many people that came out, followed the social distancing, wore the masks, because that was the direction.
That's what you had to do to be able to have it open.
So we appreciate everybody who came last year, and we hope that they enjoy it, because every year we do it different. It's never the same thing, because that's kind of boring.
Right.
We got to have
so
new roots.
it's a little bit different, a little
Absolutely.
bit changed up. Now I know sometimes you've had stuff for kids
We have.
outside. Are you going to be able to do that this year?
Don't know yet.
Okay.
One of the nice things was that we had the giant tent that was in the front yard. Unfortunately, 2 years ago, the wind off the river on Halloween destroyed our tent. So we have yet to
Okay.
get a new one. So maybe, we haven't decided yet. But we are looking at, we do have a couple of additional things planned. 2 years ago, we actually introduced the dinner to die for,
Okay.
which was a spooked themed dinner. I actually made chicken parmesan, and the chicken was cut to look like hands, and tomato sauce splattered all over it. It was a little disgusting, but people ate it up. Ha! Get it?
That's
Ate
funny.
it
That's
up.
funny.
This year we are hoping to do a villain dinner.
Ooh, I
For
like
the kids
That'd be fun.
or adults, whoever wants to come. Cruella, Ursula, a whole bunch of the Halloween type villains are hopefully going to be able to make it and join us. So that would be in the break. I believe it's the Monday and Tuesday after the first weekend. We've got that planned. Of course, all of this stuff will be plastered all over the website, but we're working on that right now as well, which would be kind of cool. Something new.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
And so it's one of those things you go through, and it's an experience.
It
now I know in the past, of course, we have Treat Street down here, which is typically a Thursday.
Correct.
And then when you're done with Treat Street, you can go
Absolutely,
through
because-
there, so you can get all the spooks and whatnot.
Right, and
Get
Treat Street
scared to death.
is always one of the biggest nights for us
Oh, it's
because
huge.
everybody's here.
Yeah.
And Treat Street, I think, ends around 7:30, 8 o'clock, and
Yeah.
we'll be open until 9, so it works perfectly.
time to go through,
We
yeah.
also, if somebody is in line at 9 o'clock, we're not closing. As long as you're in line, you get to go through, and it's $5 a person, which really isn't that bad if you like getting your pants scared off you. I personally do not, but
it's one of those things. Of course, if you look, it's a big deal. There are people that really like to travel for that. They
Yes.
like to go through this, and it amazes me how big some of these haunted houses and things are, and these
Truly.
experiences. And this is one of those that has become. You guys have been on different websites, different things. This is a big deal.
we work with a group out of Cleveland that contacts all these local, and they basically put together one massive website. Past couple of years, not last year, but I believe the 2 years prior, we actually won awards from, I can't remember what the name of the group is, but because of our haunted house, we actually won 2 awards 2 different years.
So if you're looking for a quality, very scary experience, not necessarily. This is not necessarily for little kids. This is not This is not that kind of scary,
Correct.
spooky. This is.
We prefer.
This is more.
Right. We
Scary,
prefer
scary.
like 10 and above. However, we have had parents who have brought their children, and as long as they are taking full responsibility, the best part about it is when you get the people who psych themselves up so much that they can't even make it into the haunted house.
That's
They
fun.
don't do any of it, and they're like, I gotta go. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. But yes, that has happened many, many times.
So do you go in groups?
Yes. Usually what we do is a group of 4 to 6.
Okay.
Take them through. There is a tour guide that will go with them. Last year, obviously, with all of the COVID protocols, it was your group. So if you came in a group of 3, your 3 went.
Right.
We did not combine groups. So we will be working with the health department again this year to make sure that we're doing it the right way, and whatever they suggest is what we follow.
Right. So if somebody's interested in coming to this, what do they need to do?
Check the website, check the Facebook page. All of that has started. We have started advertising the dates and the times. It will be 7 to 9. We also, in about a week and a half, we'll be posting on the website looking for people who would be interested in scaring people for a few nights. It is not a requirement that they have to be there all 6 nights. They can sign up for the nights that they're available. We do tend to put people in the same spot every night. That way we know
You know what you're...
absolutely. We know who's there. We know. We also have developed a great relationship with parents, and they trust their kids will be well taken care of while they are with us, which they are. And I've got people who are terrified of going through the haunted house, but plan on being in the haunted house this year. Hi, Beth. That's you.
All right. So give us the website.
wolfmountain.com, WOLFE mountain.com.
.com. And again, the Facebook page
is Wolfe Mountain Entertainment LLC. That is the official name of it. Once you start typing in Wolfe Mountain, it usually comes up.
So if you have any interest in that, there you go. Make sure that you check it out. And there's all kinds of other things and all kinds of other services. And of course, we could
talk forever.
We could talk forever about some of the things they do, because you do have a fantastic Christmas.
Yes.
In one word, describe how you decorate the ballroom for Christmas.
Sort of 3 words: over the top.
It is.
Although this year will be a little bit different because we do have a Christmas carol that we'll be doing. But yes, we have 30-something trees.
If you love Christmas and you love decorating and you love Disney,
yes,
that is something, because of course you and Bruce both worked for Disney.
For Disney, yeah.
And one of the things that just amazes me is the village.
Yes, our village pieces.
Oh my gosh. They're all pieces, they're all little buildings from Disney World. So instead of it just being a regular Christmas village, it's Disney.
We also have a
it's
Simpsons Christmas village as well.
It's just amazing.
Because who doesn't love
amazing.
the Simpsons?
I mean.
Yes. We are both Christmas obsessed, and yes, we have lots of stuff. And hopefully either this year or next year again, we'll be able to do a big display again.
Well, if you have any questions, check out wolfmountain.com, and that's Wolf with an E. And we'll be back next week to talk about a little bit of anything. It could be anything. A little bit of information. Sometimes it's serious. Sometimes we're just having fun. But we're always talking about Meigs County and the things that Meigs County has to offer. And again, this is Carrie Rose, the Meigs Independent Press. We want to thank Wheels and Deals for sponsoring Community Spotlight and making this possible. And we'll see you again next week.
This week's Community Spotlight is brought to you by Wheels and Deals of Pomeroy and the Meigs Independent Press.